All right, this is it. Who's going to be the third and final team to qualify for Shanghai? Even though both teams are in Shanghai already. I know it's weird. Master Shanghai. One more spot, one more bus ticket. It's either going to be DRG or Trace. The Ascension team versus a team that's been in the top 3 of China for almost a year. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And it's Trace attacking on their map pick first. So the trip there to just stop the execute. You don't have a Gecko on either side, so going for the plant is definitely risky and open. And Vukashu might recognize the name if you're an EMEA watcher, because he was over on Rebels in 2022. The first to get the double kill, and it's a flawless. I would say the favorites in this series would be Trace, but we did see DRG 2-0 Trace very recently in groups. Impression check, mod check. It was the same as my Sliggy impression, to be fair. Oh, even a picture. That's what they're going to put on their fucking bus tickets. That's how they're starting it. I mean, I don't think DRG would care if they went out first or last for Masters. I think it's just getting there at the moment.
B 点是可以去控一下图啊，把能量球是给到了 YOU。那对于 TE 来说，他们的理解是希望能够让 YOU 的猎枭终极技能尽早的充能，然后帮助队伍去更好。
Right, buy up here. It's still just Vukashu, full armor with a ghost, playing on the B site. You got a trip for top mid. The stun, any attempt of a crunch, not really. Good stun back to make sure that these players from Market can't really face. Awkward timing of a fight here, but they break the trip, and they're even going to push past this breach. Good idea to spray it, and he's buttered them up, but he's not actually done that much damage. Bayou's been caught. Nick's had to back up on this angle quite a lot. And Lure King's managed to pick up a gun, so it's a 2 versus 3. 2 Ghosts and a Bulldog versus a Classic and a Spectre. Never mind, there's a Marshal there now. I don't think you overface here, Lure King. You're in a player disadvantage. You have better guns. A Shock Dart, though. Lure King's dead. And Heibei goes down. Oh my god, this utility from Xion was actually superb. That couldn't have been better timed, really, could it? I just hope the FPX don't get grouped. To be fair, they might end up in like the playoffs anyway if they go top seed. They're in the grand final. They should have veto advantage too. I don't know if they get 2 bans or not. That would be kind of crazy, though. The FPX end up in the playoffs in the higher part of the tournament despite never winning a map. Or, sorry, never winning a series in an international event. And they end up in playoffs. When you put it like that, it seems a little bit egregious that they would get that advantage, but I guess it makes sense still. You just know that if FPX get the top seed and they get to pick their Swiss stage opponent, which let's say would be EDG, like EDG would be in Swiss and make it through, you know that FPX would pick EDG to play. But alright. Nice try for Trace, not Tech, we're not talking about them. To actually win on the eco. But it means that this bonus round, you've got a Bucky here, you've got a Spectre, Bulldog. This map in the previous series between these two was also... There was an amass of thrifty rounds. There was a fair few. And it's getting to like 20-degree weather in the UK, so I need to open my door. You might hear some background stuff. Has that been done in other esports? Yeah, it's been done in Overwatch, it's been done in League, it's been done in StarCraft.
哦，真不好说。
但是这个位置肯定是一个必清位。
对，
有可能会用踩雷飞剑去清。
无人机可以的，无人机过来找到了。
发现位置。
这个位置其实已经有点尴尬了。
Luke is kind of stuck here though, but nobody's daring to clear him. Yeah, they eventually get him. Nick forced to push and be close to fight, but there's 10 seconds on the plant. They're just gonna have to do it safe. Heibei just misses the fight, but the plant goes in. 4 versus 2. And everybody's just grouped up on safe. Smoke's just gonna buy time. You got people watching across onto Link. But this post plant is not comfortable, especially when you got these two players just stacked on top of each other. There's still a paranoia available for TCH. So this is going to go across and hit just the two of them. It could have hit 4 of them if he had lined it up. If only he had known, you know? But you're doing some good damage here, DRGs. A 1 versus 2. Vukashu, I mean, he's just going to make sure that everybody goes down. The only one that survives is Luo King, which is a fantastic bonus for DRG to be having. Vukashu gets all 4, don't worry. I mean, he almost did. Yeah, Swiss stage for Madrid was amazing. I'm glad to see it back for Shanghai. Vukashu, 500 kills. You can't see it because my thingy's in the way. But it came up with a 500 kills thing. So the players have hit 500 kills are Feng Feng, then Kung Kung, and then Vukashu. Vukashu only 7-1, he's having a bad game. I mean, Feng Feng had a really torrid time last time that he played up against DRG. So, we'll see how it fares this time. Is he Aussie? Vukashu? No, he's Russian. Everybody grouped up in mid. Aldron into clear market. Looking for any trips, any bits of utility. They don't see any. They put down a trip and then instantly picked it up and then put it in B main. Wonder if there's a little bit of mind games happening. And Xi'an's just going to pick with a Guardian. Paranoia and a Breach Stun follow. YOU's super low too now. They're going to still try and go for a B split here though. Oh, the timing is worse. The timing. Oh, no. Alright, Kai clears him. Just a 1 versus 4. Average 1 versus 4 Kai round. I do like there's more substantial benefit to winning regional playoffs too. Oh yeah, like I think they've added a lot more into games that would otherwise just be seeding that makes them so much more impactful, which is great. But definitely needed. Hold on, one thing that I want to potentially do. Ignore this, that's just my camera. It's going across the whole page. Very early timeout for Trace. Because I want to... Do I want to up this a bit more? I think I do. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but like when you see like the LCQ finals of EMEA and they're just playing stupid agents in a grand final to decide seeding, it feels a little bit like... a little bit of a waste of time, to be honest. So I'm glad that that's less of a thing. Getting every game to matter is like a super important thing that Riot, I think, have got right this year, to be honest. I'm going to dub Trace the C9 of China if they fail to qualify. Are there any other teams that have been like that in other regions? DRX this year, I guess, to an extent. But I think that would be a big compliment saying that Trace like DRX. Not quite accurate. Only time that happened this year were like play-ins during kickoffs. Yeah, but you had to win those games. Like, it was definitely like a weird instance where that happened, but I see your point. Right, Eco for Trace. The stun, Recon Dart across. Did I say Eco or Recon? Eco for Trace, the Recon stunned for B main, fought that, tried to clear any utility, pick up an ult potentially. Xi'an just peeking off the back of a bad smoke, I think, from Luo King. The fact that you can just go up onto the stairs and peek outside of it. Luke also having the Outlaw against a half-buy meta. Like, genuinely seeing this a lot more. Neural Theft is going to be used on that corpse in mid, so they know exactly where Trace are going to be. And 50 seconds left. You got a trip on Link you need to worry about. And you got this flank happening all the way from TZH. So you are quite literally boxed in. I think there's probably a stun in hand for Nick. Yep, there is. It's just I was looking at the wrong breach.
但是现在目前你面前这两个人是一个满甲的状况。
山木地线已经捏在手里了，只要你一漏，马上就震。
And then how are you gonna work this one out? The stun there, no follow-up, but it's just buying so much time. You know that they haven't rotated away because the Omen would hear footsteps at this rate. So you just keep stalling him, just keep stalling him. You don't need to overfight them, you don't need to overfight. Overface. Recon to try and clear sight. They don't have the flashes because the breach has gone down. But they also do need to die because they don't have the best weaponry. So they're just feeding Nick up a rolling thunder very soon.
说是非常少见的，因为我们知道 DRG 就像刚才赛前观众们说的，他们是打得非常热血的，他们可能会有很多时候来到残局会打得比较激进。
One of the signs said, Vukashu, can we meet up tomorrow? There's no way. There's no way that such a horny, like, message is on one of those boards. Might as well say, Vukashu, meet me behind the bike sheds. Like, Christ. No chill.
而且这一分对于 T 来说已经是最好的机会了，因为他们中间
Good thing for Trace, even though this has not been going well. Ultimates. Hunter's Fury is the first one used. It doesn't get it gets one ping. Second one missed, and then it actually catches Luke. Good flash. It really just sends this into a bit of pandemonium very quickly. But one flash used on the attacking breach. Paranoia came across too. Fung, if he gets a kill, there's a showstopper, but he's just going to satchel in across. Heibe's got him covered. Fung. Out and ready. Vukashu gets a peek, gets Low King, gets traded. 4 versus 1. And, like, you're just absolutely stacking up these ultimates. You only use one. You only use the Hunter's Fury. With any luck, they don't use any more ultimates. They don't feel the need to. Maybe they just want a coffee behind the bike sheds, okay? Yeah, that's what they all say. Solid 5 out of 10 on the horny meter. It's very forward. I even dedicates the paranoia to it. Is he planning to say? Is he just trying to get them to die to the spike? Because the money is incredibly tight, so any economical damage that TZH can do, even just one more kill, like 300 credits, 350, 950. Like Heibe almost dead. Good idea, I think, from TZH to just keep it costly. There's also a good, good silver ultimate.
而且 Luke 还是一把明狙，就瞬间在开局阶段直接利用一个终极技能把你明狙最大这个威胁点给解决掉了。是的。所以现在这一分的话
4 ultimates on attack, some half armor here or there. Guardian, 4 rifles, half armor for TZH. Ultimates also coming online for the defensive side.
看一下 T 的选择，他们选择还是
Yeah, recon stun, just fighting for this early again.
所以这个也就能诠释为什么
Shock Dart actually does break this trip. You had a camera far back. Trip for backside to stop them pushing after they've planted. Because you don't have the gecko plant, you can't just like sit back in here and throw the gecko out. Throw the wingman out. You have to go on site, and most teams at this point would want to try and take a little bit more than they get. Oh, the timing couldn't have been worse from Luke. Unlucky. Showstopper, though, doesn't actually kill Nick, but he's down to, what, 36 HP? This is where I think that Trace needs to be a little bit careful. Like, have the plant... Okay, now you're just sitting pretty. Seen too many teams that try to push and actively take the space before the spike is planted. They've also been very readily aware that there's a Hunter's Fury, so they don't dedicate the plant, they don't get pinged. Managed to bait out the ultimate, doesn't get anything. There's still a rolling thunder here. There's still an Omen ultimate. Oh, the combo didn't quite work. He gets stunned. Rolling Thunder is going to have to be used. Is there any follow-up there? You've got YRU that catches TZH at least. Rolling Thunder is going to be used on the defense as well. Both these teams fighting super hard for this round. Big on either side. Nice double peek actually from YRU and Low King. But the stick is coming in. It's not planted for them. But it doesn't matter. That freight train just comes through and just pounds them. I left when EDG hit 12. What happened? EDG Disaster Class or FPX Master Class? I think more credit needs to go to FPX that series. Overall. But that map, yeah. I think FPX did a lot, but I also did see EDG just kind of push and face too much and just die in silly positions. Felt very like, when will you learn vibes for both sides. They just can't help themselves.
就感觉今天 Luke 还是被这个战术监控骗了好多次了，已经。对，主要他那个位置稍微有点常规了，很容易被猜到。
And forced onto an eco.
这一分还是同样的，是一把雄鹿 Luke，经济不太好。
但这一分打 B 对 DRG 来说，虽然强。
Trace had a real big issue with some of these eco rounds from DRG last time. Like Shion is a pretty nasty sheriff. Nick is a pretty nasty sheriff. Fukashu definitely does, and he has a rifle and no armor.
一直打回防确实是一件很伤的事情。
There's a lot of stuff that can go really well for them here.
A 大是没看到人的，第二时间补了颗单向烟。我觉得 Luke 和自己的队友 Nick 两个人的这个交叉的站位，其实
I do like for an anti-eco that Trace are just chilling. Just everybody's grouped up together. Nobody's lurking. Nobody's been caught out on their own.
Nick Pig 看到人可能得退。
小车位已经看到了。 这个只能退了，但五卡数已经到了。
Here comes the execute. Little corner that Luke is on.
看一下五卡数能不能够抓到机会啊。
He has a showstopper. All he needs to do is see like a couple of players clumped up. He can't even get one. At least Kai's traded, but that showstopper could have fought and got free.
黄图依旧在手里。
还在等，这个烟伤了。
So a little bit unlucky. Nick's on a great angle here, but just can't quite hit the shot. Fukashu again, try to fight. They almost line up. TZH gets 1-2 before he's traded. You know what I mean? Like, even eco runs, you got two players stuck on top of each other because time was so low. Lurking goes for a peek. He hasn't even got really the ammo for it, so needs to reload. He's going to smoke. And Heibe's just going to stay there and they're going to try and crossfire, I guess. Ooh, tries to get onto an angle where he's clearing both of them together, but ends up in a bit of a crossfire against them.
这个小开在这分很关键，摘这个晚焰火非常重要。就其实当时对于进攻方来说
Okay, how well do you think FPX's Wade console transition to international play? It's a great question because I don't know. You don't know if other teams are just going to take it and copy it for themselves. Who's your pick to win here? I'd say the favorites are Trace, but it's really difficult because DRG 2-0 Trace like a couple of weeks ago. So, like historically, you'd say Trace, but on recent results, you might say DRG. It's really hard to gauge this one.
对，有预警，因为 T 也知道你这分想翻，首先以五卡索的这个性格来说，他一定会起一把狂徒，即便他是裸甲，即便他没有钱。
Any bold predictions for Shanghai? Not really. I think it's hard to like call what I think the tournament would be like realistically, because like now we have a good idea. It would have been impossible to have guessed some of the teams that we've seen actually qualify, like G2 and 100 Thieves qualifying from Americas. And only one of Crew and Leviathan qualifying. Yeah, Team Heretics, like, I was impressed that they managed to do it twice. I didn't expect that. See how KC do against FUT, but I hope KC qualify. Recon pings a lot. The Tracer fighting for mid.
好大胆，但这一分不一样了，他后面有人。
对，他后面有人，而且 Locking 也在架，中路要磨。
压力给到少远期和 Vokasho 隔了一边打一边，Vokasho 被打掉了。
Oh, they closed the door.
在另外一边出来，少远期也被打掉。正面看一下，这个点位能接吗？只能接一个，不太够。要往 A 点。
I quite like that, closing the door and then just going through this way. Stops any like flanks happening.
他要等自己的队友，但是我们
哎 ，TZH 打赢了。
Especially because Luke has gone to be a bit creative. I'm gonna sit down. I feel like I'm just sweating sat up here. Oh my god, Luke. Hey, Big Brain for life. I wanted to stand because it's exciting and I feel a lot better for, like, I feel more focused when I'm stood up watching, but it's just so warm. Do you think that EDG will finally lose the China Grand Final? It's looking very likely, but yeah, we'll have to see. Nice try. I mean, Trace have done really well to come back into this one after another Destroyer timeout. Masterclass of timeouts. Who won FPX or EDG? FPX did. 2-0'd them. Came back from 12-6 down to win 14-12 on Breeze. The maps were Icebox, where FPX played Clove, and Breeze. Where they didn't play Viper, they played Harbor and Astra. So yeah, FPX are definitely cooking up some fantastic, fun ideas. It's very good, very fun. Kai was ready for it though. You stand here, you expected a bucky, I think. There's a great shot from Nick. Fung Fung's in. Pushing in his own team's aftershock. Oh, he's about to nade. Shiona gets 2! She gets 2 and he's got a Hunter's Fury just fucking firing at him. Was the Clove any good? I'm sure it'll be that sweet content for analytical content creators to make on YouTube. So you'll have to watch those videos to find out. But yeah, the VOD's good. It's on Sliggy's YouTube channel now, like his VOD channel. I really appreciate you doing watch parties. It's hard to watch in games without English commentary. No, I think that's fair. I struggle to concentrate. Because I was like really keen to watch China, and I saw like it being on stream and stuff, but it's not really like a second monitor kind of vibe that you can have when you don't speak the language. So I saw like Sliggy watch party, like the bigger games, like the Stage 1 Grand Finals. I was like, this is really fun. I like this region. I like the teams. They're doing some cool stuff. And then Stage 2 of Evolution happened. No, like, watch parties are all for the earlier part of the event. So I was like, you know, I might as well do it. I need to stream a bit more. DRG Vukashu is good or bad? Very good. The Russian Cypher, yeah. The Russian Nats himself. World class? Hard to gauge, but definitely very, very good. Nats is Russian. That's the joke. That's the joke. Alright, these executes from Trace have been pretty hard to stop, though. I had a timeout from DRG 2 recently. He's even got a trip here to stop them pushing even further on. I guess they were maybe expecting that Hebei would have the Rolling Thunder by now, so if they were going to try and push up and get more space, didn't even matter anyway because Vukashu's gone down. They're still playing on the patch with the bug where the trips still show up, sorry. This is a really good retake though. Great adjustment actually for Lua King to back off here, and then Hebei just takes the fight head on. That was a little bit more like tricky for Trace, but I think they made some really good calls there in the post plant. I know what characters actually should do. Have you been learning Mandarin or want to? I'd want to, but it is an incredibly difficult language, and I don't know if it's really that worthwhile to be learning, to be honest. Learning Cypher from these parties? Yeah, I think definitely watch Vukashu then for like setups. I think the big thing that Cypher players do at the top level is like they're not just playing the Cypher on B every single round, they're like happy to change it up. 2 versus 5 again for DRG. Everybody just peeks together. This is what Trace were missing the last time they played. Sorry, I'm eating it at the same time. Yeah, great adjustment. DRG have the perfect start, right? They win the pistol. They lose their bonus, but they win the round straight afterwards. They have that whole period of like win. They lose the bonus, but they win afterwards. Trace it back onto an eco, so you fall one up. Why is it during international events they never have the stats for the Chinese teams? Because we in the West don't have access to China's like API stats. Like, it's just kind of like China not wanting to share data. But like that might change in the future. You can't really see it behind me, but they're copying the Cypher emote here. In case you're wondering why everybody's shrugging. Is this map 1 of this series? Yes. It's the second series of today. I want DRG in Masters. I think at this rate, with how consistent DRG have been, they would be a good shot for champs. Like, do I think they're a top 4 team in the region? No, not really. But the fact that they were top 4 in kickoff and top 4 here is like, it's a pretty good sign. I like JDG to like have that comeback. Like, imagine if you've got an international event where you had like peak EDG, peak FPX, peak Trace, and then peak JDG that are in like rare atom like levels of form. That's the China that's going to take over the Valorant world, you know? Who else would replace him at 4th? It's a good point. I think it's just there is a big gap between the top 3, even like the top 2 perhaps. And then there's Trace, and then there's everybody else. But I'm a JDG believer. I believe that they can come back and Stu will attend an international event. At least that's what I hope. I didn't realize how much of a JDG fan I was until they started losing. Tracer had a couple of choky maps and series though recently too. Lost against EDG last week in the last week of groups. 2-0, but both games went to overtime. Luke is 3-10. Rough defensive half for him to have. But they get the plant. Trace's retakes against all gamers, was it? Those retakes were like insane. So I'm excited to see more of them here. Good nade. I mean, good fights from Xion. Xion at least has been clicking heads. Shocked out right on the plant. Fung Fung is just down to 20 HP from the looks, yeah. That shock dart hit him square on. Now all these players from Trace are super low. But they're smoked off. There goes YOU, and last alive is Lua King. So DRG picking up both pistols in this map. Yeah, Billy really fell off. Which Chinese team do you enjoy watching the most? I think like I do like watching JDG. Like JDG against Wolves looked really good. That was a fun watch. Otherwise, you know, FBX have been doing some really cool stuff. All gamers have some really nice ideas. Nova have some really good ideas.
看一下，来到有枪械优势分的 DRG， 他们是选择把速度先放慢下来啊，看一下 T 会不会进行一些非常规的防守前压。To
be honest, maybe I wasn't that much of a JDG fan until I saw that they spent $16 million on their league team, and I'm like, JDG #1, sign me as a content creator. Spend some of that $16 million on me, baby. But yeah, go JDG.
很乐于你在中路跟我对枪的。
小生 pick 应该是看到了已经。
我们看广告牌后面是有一个疯疯的，哎呦，
花车巡游直接推，
好大胆。
踩雷飞剑也给了，那这个技能感觉有点多。
I mean, JD is also like Jingdong is effectively China's Amazon, so it's like Amazon esports.
两个人已经开始来到 A
So yeah,
想法已经是
give me some of that Jeff Bezos money, baby.
他很清楚的捕捉到了。
DRG, everybody's grouping up on the Antico, similar to what Trace were doing.
是一个堵 B 点，然后在第二时间转到 A， 他们又堵上了。
对，
对 DRG 来说非常考验他们的清点效率。
Three people are about to push for the smoke. They're gonna do it with a flash? No, they're just gonna sit in the smoke. Like psychopaths. 1 HP Kai. He gets headshot through the smoke anyway, so being 1 HP didn't matter. And Vukashu's just cutting through them. He only has a ghost. And somehow it's ended up in a really close round again. Luo King, don't lose this, don't lose this, don't lose this. You have to plant, 8 seconds. 20 HP versus 40 HP. Oh my god, this is a mess. How's it got this close? Trace again, almost winning the round after the pistol. And Luo King just... He couldn't hit piss into a bucket, this kid. Come on.
想绕 ，Luo King 的思路是想绕，
对手会不会猜到呢？
感觉 TCH 有点摸不清头脑。
This round has gone on way too long.
但对于 TCH 来说，他要看的点很多。
Are they going to expect that he's on this corner? Neither player know where each other are. This is just an absolute Papega fest. And somehow, TZH ends up winning it.
太稳了。
How
did the triple controller comp work? Or did they do well for it to work if it did? I sort of answered that question a lot in the VODs. Like, it's on Sliggy's, like, VOD YouTube channel. So just go, like, do a watch later of that and you're set.
对于 Loking 来说，万万没想到我绕了这么久，结果你退了。
主要是绕的时间太长了。
对。
Flankception. I mean, it's such a good adjustment from TCH to just tuck in there.
但不得不说，这一分其实对于 T 来说，他们的指挥。
But generally, it just denied EDG a lot of information. Every fight that EDG wanted to take was through a smoke.
这一分的话是一波混起第二阶，给个单向烟，这一波前点就是想控，不给你。
And yeah, and I imagine people like Teats and stuff would do their own little videos about it too.
小心要被修脚哦，这个烟。
How does the Chinese scene name themselves?
来到65，一个半血以下的生命值。
Like the names of players, I think they just go as troll as they can do. But there's a reason why we have a play called like HFMI 097J.
没有很好用，他们甚至应该在慢摸到大概可能40秒左右会形成一波的进攻。
是，
短枪就是需要去打补枪打协同，但 YOU 这个站位好激进。
没事，他后面还有人在帮忙加。
Love this angle that YOU's on, but it's risky against an eco, against some of these aimers. It's one thing that you can say about DRG at least, they can definitely click heads. Who is Trace's best player? Probably would be Feng Feng. But Kai's been solid. Heibei is the IGL, and I massively rate Heibei. I think he's one of the best IGLs in the region. I think at this point I would knock Hao Dong down for sure. Like Berlin's at the top, because how could he not be? And then it'd probably be Heibei. And then Hao Dong. But also Nick is pretty exceptional as an IGL for DRG. I mean, like, just clicking heads for a smoke. And DRG ran out of time. I mean, it's also DRG running on a really low bonus, so they have a 4 now. But the fact that they didn't 0 economical damage to Trace that round is just bodes well for Trace. My China, yeah.
对 DRG 来说，甚至都没想到你这个位置还能够高低双价。
对。
Came here from Shanks because he's not calling Vukashu hot. Man doesn't have any taste. Oh my god, YOU is giving the primal scream there. Roar, let's go, Jaya! Feng Feng is just in your front line. And a showstopper's gonna get another one. He does get killed from behind because Vukashu like tries to wrap around. Why are we peeking Vukashu one at a time? I don't care if he's 5 HP. The man is a beast.
防守前压的协同做的是非常好的。是的。峰峰2段经济翻能到位，控制技能也到位了。
就每一波的限制技能，他上去打都是有。
IGL DRG who? It's Nick. Usually the players that are in center of the UI are the IGLs, because where they are in the UI is based on where they're sat. And the IGL usually sits in the middle of all the players. Usually, there's some examples where they don't. FBX, for example, they put Autumn in the middle instead of Berlin.
双方的补强效率其实都蛮快的。
吴卡鼠个人能力也很强，但没办法，对面的人更多。是的，协同做得更到位。
That's specifically designed, yeah.
突然的防守方前压提到中路的位置，真的让。
It's literally like if you imagine the desks, like the table is kind of like like this, isn't it? Like that, bang, 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 do 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 do. And there's like a chair here, a chair here, a chair here, a chair here, a chair here. Literally in the UI, whoever's at the top is the top player. Second player is the second player. IGL typically sits in the middle. The Feng Feng's like here. It's like fourth, I think. Actually, no, I don't know, because that's not Hebei. It's not off this, obviously. But yeah, it's like that. So when we have the UI pop back up, you'll see that Nick is sat in the middle for DRG. And Hebei is sat in the middle over there. Not always. Like, it is based for LAN events. It is based on where they're sat. But the IGL doesn't always sit in the middle. Yeah, Feng Feng was here, and then it was Kai next to him, and then Hebei, and then Wyatt, and lurking. So yeah, Nick in the middle, because he's IGL. Hebei in the middle, because IGL. Yeah, timeout for DRG. I assume, I didn't check who it was, because we were talking about the setup. But I'm almost certain it would have been. The only rounds that DRG have won so far was both the pistols, both the rounds following up, and then they've won one round after losing the bonus. And then they won one round because Trace had to eco, which they might have to here if they lose. Whose pick is this? This is Trace's pick. You can see from the icons at the top. Barely, but you can. Any more questions? I'm here to answer. I'm Ask Jeeves for China. TCH, while getting that kill. Just pulled everybody over in this direction to deal with him. Who is T1's IGL? Who is T1's IGL? Will you watch EMEA today? No. Like, I'll watch it, but I won't stream it. Right, they do catch the TCH flank, but it has caught so much time. Oh yeah, they did change X-Curate to be IGL, didn't they? I mean, the kills are coming through. Time? How is it? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, a good retake considering how topsy-turvy that round ended up being. I'm pretty sure it used to be Carpe, but they changed it fairly recently. But I can't remember. Like, T1's not really a team that I follow that much. I watch Pacific, but I'm not like that up to date. It seems it's working. That is true. To be fair, it has been a big change in how they've been playing. Changed week 1, I think. Really, they've been IGL. I thought it was like middle, like at post DFM loss is where I would have guessed. Because I remember the conversation about it, and it was much later into the stage than week 1. It was after the DFM loss. Oh wow, I called the timing of that pretty well. So yeah, that's like week 4 then, like last week. Alright, so you got the trips here, you're sort of playing to hold off mid. You got the operator on the Feng that's towards A, so you can just get on this angle. Not shown to the camera either, so you're nice and tucked in. You'll see them before they see you, and then everybody else is just stacked on B. If they get pushed in mid, they're going to smoke it off, they're going to take B main. They stun across, they paranoia. All of it misses TCH, and they don't really clear him properly. So now this is just going to send Trace into disarray, because they don't have this control over market now, so they don't know if there's people here. The trip's also gone over here, so they're just like, let's get out, let's just leave, skedaddle. But with 35 seconds left, this is kind of where DRG need to go. They can't really reset and go anywhere else. The Feng's on a bit of a late rotation. Hunter's Fury aiming to stall in. The attacking Hunter's Fury seems just a bit too low, so Nick goes down. Kai is holding off. Luo King doesn't get cleared because of all of this focus happening here. And I feel like this is more around on DRG than Trace winning, but that is a massive round win for Trace. What is Ryan's favorite comp for Sunset? Probably at this rate, the one that they're playing right now. Although, I do kind of vibe with 100 Thieves' Gecko Sova. I'm a big Sova fan on this map. I don't really like Breach that much. I definitely don't like KO that much. But I think Sova Gecko could work. I just think it would be incredibly hard to pull off. Like, you can't just copy other teams that are running it, other than 100 Thieves. Paper X comp, yeah, the Sage is a good idea. Alright, so a low buy for DRG, but they still have something together, but 6 chances. Oh, Feng's missed! He's missed! He's got to get out the showstopper, it catches him! This is an absolute mess, what are we looking at? What is this? These are the rounds that Cadril talks about. Just, you can't see anything that's going on. You're switching from one player's perspective who's stunned to another player's perspective where they're paranoid. Hebe gets 2. He's just played from CT. He pushes out. He's still there. No, he's on site. He gets 3. Kai in a 1 versus 2. I don't know why I sound like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Kai's in a 1 versus 2. Zoinks! And they're both stuck in safe. They're both there. Oh my god, what a way to end it. Oh man, what a round. Zoink Scoob! I can't do the Shaggy voice that well. I think it's just the intonation. But yeah, big round. Where's the music? This is just weird. This is such a weird, like... It's eerie. Where's the music? There it is. That felt eerie. What's the next map? What is the next map? Split, which is DRG's pick. Looking good for my pick'ems. It would have been a big ask, I think. Like, DRG won this map last time, but it was sloppy from both sides. Here, just Trace, man. Like, looked a lot better. Looked shaky to begin with, but after a good Destroyer timeout, it was pretty much consistent all the way through. Winning that dominantly too, like 13-6, when you lose both the pistols, is an incredible sign for Trace, and a bit of a disappointing one for DRG. This is the lower bracket, right? Correct. So whoever wins this series goes to Shanghai alongside EDG and FPX. So Trace, 1 foot in the door. Both these teams never attended a Masters or Champions event. So it means a huge amount. You can tell from just how YOU is reacting how much this means to the team to be here. I'm disappointed from this map. What, from the quality? Or just from DRG? Because I don't think the quality of this series will necessarily be that strong. Because nerves, right? This is the biggest game of these players' careers thus far. If this is my mouse and I'm playing in those series, I'm just shaking like a dog. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know, that's my aim in a series like this. The players could do a lot better than I can, that's for sure. But yeah, great start for Trace. 1 foot in the door for Shanghai.